latest, as far as you're aware, in relation to Frankie de Jong and Manchester United chasing him?
Manchester United will make an official bid for the player. There's no doubt about that now. They've received sufficient encouragement from Barcelona, and I think really this is what this deal comes down to. The bigger question, and as I was saying to you off air, Terry, before, is can you convince certain players that Manchester United are a serious project? Can you tell these players that they're not going to come to Man United and do what Juan Mata did when he came from Chelsea? And that is win a few tin pots here and there, but leave after 8-9 years and really kind of be considered a failure. So, the Ten Hag era has begun. No doubt that these targets now are the genuine targets. United have been looking at them and investigating them. It's just now about finding out whether the player truly believes Man United are going to do what they say they're going to do.
And listen, I think there isn't a Man United fan worth their salt that isn't concerned about a decade of failure putting players off. Donny van der Beek is a prime example. The world at his feet when Manchester United signed him. I remember when we got him, it was a little bit of a bolt out the blue because there wasn't a lot of talk about us being linked to him. And then I remember it was a Saturday afternoon, Saturday evening, and bang, it was there. He came in and he's barely kicked a ball. And I think if you're Frankie de Jong, and I know we're going to get on to Jurrien Timber as well, but you've got to be considering that. The question I would ask you, you're someone who said backstage, 25 transfer windows on the bounce now you've done. You've been in this industry a long, long time. I don't know about you. I've really seen the transfer approach and process change where it used to be get the club to accept the bid, then you work on the player. Typically now it's work on the player first, then go to the club. Do you feel that Ten Hag and United are confident Frankie would agree to join if they can get to a resolution with Barcelona? Do you feel as though they have a sense of confidence there, or is it a bit of a mixed bag?
I think it's a little bit of a mixed bag. And the reason for that is that when you look at Frankie de Jong specifically, he doesn't want to leave Barcelona. It's as simple as that. Barcelona were shopping the player last January, and the price was actually much reduced than one being reported at the moment. So they are looking at moving on talent, and Frankie de Jong kind of sits in that basket for them. However, Frankie de Jong, I think Barcelona said, no, we're not doing any business for you. We don't want to move you on. And they've kind of hinted at that. They've said that half publicly, but Xavi's also talked about selling players he doesn't want to sell and that kind of vibe. It's very, very much up in the air. I do think that there's only one club in for Frankie de Jong, seriously. That's Manchester United. That's the Ten Hag factor. I think that if he's going to leave Barcelona, it's going to be for a manager that he knows and a manager that he knows what he can do for him as well. So, still very, very kind of up in the air, I think, with de Jong. Does he want to play for Manchester United? I think if Barcelona say we don't want you anymore or we're going to sell you, then Manchester United will be his first destination.
That very much echoes a friend of mine who works in the football industry. He's not an agent, he's an intermediary, really. He was a lawyer, did a lot of work in that space, FA accredited lawyer, and he ended up becoming a bit of an intermediary. It's his job. It's what he does day to day now. And he's sort of said that exactly what you've said there. Ideally, Frankie de Jong would like to stay. However, if Barca sell him and they say, we don't want you, you're someone that we're willing to cash in on, that is what's going to change the player's mind, because what he's not going to do is sit there and stay at a club that he's not wanted at. He's not going to cause a problem in the dressing room. They're going to want to move him on, especially if, and it depends on the reports. A lot of pro-Barca fans are putting out these sort of obscure reports of new investment coming in, new this, new that. But nearly all the credible Spanish-based journalists are speaking about, they owe Gerard Piqué £50 million in deferred wages. They can't register Kessie or Christiansen yet because they don't have the wage capacity to do it. And yes, Dembele's leaving. It looks like he isn't going to stay on at the football club. But that's just one. They need to sell more. And Frankie de Jong's one of, they've got the Gavis and they've got Pedri. I think because they're born and bred, there's more of a want to keep them as an example. So it's really in an interesting place for Frankie de Jong one. And rivals seem desperate for Man United not to get him.